that is an industry where the skill shortage is so high that if AI penetrates that field, then think of healthcare for all, right?
Any industry in which a human can do a task, but then it was not feasible. For example, we have discussed, a friend of mine is doing and building an incredible company where they are evaluating all the feedback they receive on social media.
Hello everyone, welcome to Study Abroad with Piyush. I am Piyush, your study abroad coach and your career coach, and today we have Mr. Utkarsh with us. He heads our engineering at our company and is very much suited to talk about our topic today, which is how our career is going to be impacted in 2025 by AI and what is the future of work. Utkarsh, welcome to our channel. Thank you. Look forward to discussing this with you as candidly as possible to understand the future of work. What do you think? Is it an opportunity or is it a big threat?
Big opportunity, a massive opportunity. First of all, thanks for having me, Piyush. Now, see, AI, everybody's talking about it. We are talking about it. But if you remember, I was shouting about it when nobody was paying attention to it. And at the end, I think AI has gotten too much of a buzzword. Let's think of it as it is a technology. And every time a new technology comes, there is always a fear that comes with it, that it's going to replace it. I'll take a very simple example. When Google search or when social media came into the picture, the advertising industry was a very different play. Right? Nobody saw that in the decade from 2007-8 to 2020, digital marketing as an industry will boom. Has it killed the advertising industry? No. What it has done is created the entire new vertical of its jobs.
What do you think? तुम्हें लगता है कि ये एक अपॉर्चुनिटी और मजे आने वाले हैं, खूब सारा तुम्हारे लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी क्रिएट होने वाला तुम्हारे करियर के लिए, या इज इट अ थ्रेट फॉर यू कि यार लग रहा है कि यार जॉब्स खत्म हो जाएंगे, भाई घर पे खाली बैठना पड़ेगा? सो कमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी और थ्रेट in the comments below. Which industries do you see having the biggest opportunity?
So understand this, the point that you have mentioned, that time बच जाता है, time कम हो जाता है, which is a very fair point, and that is where I think the threat and the opportunity trade-off happens. Threat is there not for people but for repetitive task. Any task that is repetitive, simple, can be defined. डॉक्यूमेंट से डेटा निकालना है, कोई सिंपल डॉक्यूमेंट क्रिएट करना है, किसी डॉक्यूमेंट की वैल्यू रिट्रीव करनी है, कोई सिंपल पीस ऑफ कोड लिखना है या छोटी सी स्क्रिप्ट लिखनी है, all that can get automated, and hence you don't need engineers who are doing base level work. You don't need customer service executive who are answering queries which are like very standard कि मेरे order का क्या status है. You don't need a human to be doing that. You don't need a human to be scanning a very basic simple piece of document and telling you what it is, whether it is healthcare, whether it is edutech, whether it is this. But whenever you have to infer and operate on that data, any higher order functioning, the idea is, I think what people need to think is, how can AI make me better at my job, rather than thinking can AI replace me?
Replace tasks, not people, is your motto.
See, anywhere where the TAT and the turnaround can change, because now there is no human in the loop. Think of it, customer support. We have already seen Swiggy, Zomato, they had a bot which would answer most of your queries. And that is why. Has it replaced the customer support function? No. But it has streamlined it. Now the people are focusing more on the actual queries. We have seen that now our counselors are focused on doing counseling, figuring out what document is missing, what document is wrong, creating a decent data or document is something that we have taken that load away from it. And hence we have created the outcome. There is healthcare industry where lot of the analysis from reports, medical prescriptions is being now digitized and being inferred upon. I went to my doctor yesterday and I said, yeah, I had my BP measured, you have a high BP. I said, okay. He had an app which said ki my BP measurement last year was this and this is this, and it immediately gave him that data. Normally no doctor will go and check your 1-year-old record, but now he has a digitized app that is telling me. So the AI told him already that I am at high risk of BP. He randomly said, no, I don't go like that, I went for a regular. I want to measure a BP, I'm seeing it, and then he said, look, it is on the screen also showing that your trend is that it's high risk.
There are lots of industries where there is significant skill shortage. Healthcare is like phenomenal, yeah. That is an industry where the skill shortage is so high that if AI penetrates that field, then think of healthcare for all, right?
Any industry in which a human can do a task, but then it was not feasible. For example, we have discussed, a friend of mine is doing and building an incredible company where they are evaluating all the feedback they receive on social media, their Google chats, their Google Play Store comments. So they're accumulating about a specific product. They're accumulating all the feedback into one concise packet. and you can understand that value of it. Can a human do it 100%? No organization is going to put a team of 200 people. Now the CEO gets a unfiltered, 100% transparent, precise. And
so you're saying that marketing also, as we know it,
Yes.
Can also like significantly be
It is
changed.
absolutely disrupted because
It is actually already disrupted. Yes.
By the way, people who may not know, we have created a lot of videos out of you, but you have many roles, and Piyush is also the CEO. So hence what we have done is we have created an AI avatar of Piyush, and few of the videos, and this is a task for everyone who's watching, go through our channel and spot the ones in which you have real Piyush, and then there is an AI avatar of Piyush who's creating video. But think of it, it's not just for marketing. Any educational course, any movies, anybody can create a particular IP. You can create a video avatar of a real person or a imaginary person and build content on it.
So I think content is going to get really disrupted.
I was seeing this recently, and anybody who's watching it, just Google. There is a flurry of videos that have come in past 2 weeks that Gemini 2.0 has completely disrupted the way you can create an online course. So it has capabilities to record your screen. It can. So if you tell me how to build a pivot table in Google, and the way it is creating content is going to disrupt that edutech market.
Gemini वैसे is a model by Google, right?
Yes.
For those you want to, maybe learn, we can Google Gemini, and we talked about multiple industries from as, non-technical, maybe some technical, but content creation to as crazy as healthcare and then education. And so we are seeing that actually a lot of industries have different use cases. What is it that, what are the top skills that they should build on to survive in this mayhem? What are the skills according to you which will survive the test of AI?
There's a lot more fear, and as I've said, the fear is not new. We've always felt decade after decade something comes and we say, but certain basic values remain the same. Anybody who's thinking that let me just skip education, there's no point of it. No, obviously you can supplement things and you can learn things and understand it. So having the core clarity on the concept in whatever field you're studying is extremely important. Having very clear command on the human values that it takes to run a team, an organization, a system is extremely important. Can you have a future that would be AI driven? Yes, obviously, but will it be devoid of humans? 100% no. Having core specialization. So that is what I'll tell my developers also. Somebody was saying, do we really need to learn? I can ask GPT. And I said, understand with the AI, with the power like AI, what it is doing, it's not a replacement. It is something which creates a bigger gap. So anybody who's good will become great.
Right.
But anybody who's not having mastered the concept, does not know the details of it and saying, let me just write a script of hosting an HTTP web server, let me copy it and I'll create a web server without even putting a thought onto it. What is the trade-off? Why? What? Will actually get replaced. And hence anybody who has the command on that specialization, whether it is engineering, computer science, whether it is healthcare, medical care, can use these tools and will get propelled further. The exposure to different environments, whether it is within India, outside India, whatever it may be. See, you also, I think, share that, I share that. Whenever you travel in different countries, you get into different economies, different industries, my whole entire outlook changed.
Right.
It is not just that I became better as a technical person, as a developer, the entire outlook of breaking down a problem changes.
Right.
The exposure part cannot be understated, because great AI, think of AI as a very super intelligent friend of yours, but it can only help you when you ask the right things.
Right.
When you ask it to do the right things in the right order, and you first of all identify what are the right things to be done also. That clarity if you do not have.
Actually, you are absolutely right. And Sam Altman in his last interview said exactly the same thing, that it is not about people's knowledge, it is about people who are able to ask the right questions.
Correct.
If you are able to have that critical mindset, you have the right questions, then you are going to win with AI. AI will not replace people, but people who know how to use AI will replace people. So be the one who knows how to use AI, and for that you need a strong foundation, specialization in a strong skill. What jobs you feel or what roles you feel are definitely going to get cut out?
See, anybody doing, and I think people would be aware of it, and for that there's nothing wrong with it. It's time to evolve. That is how progress solves. Anybody doing something very redundant, very repetitive, something which can be defined, something which can be replaced. So think of it, customer support function, we have touched upon it previously also, but he's doing a very basic job. What is my order status, right? what is my details. Somebody who's running a very basic marketing operation in which he's just creating a very simple cutout, same copy pasting, not running the marketing operation, but designing some very basic copy pasting, those sort of details. Somebody who's just doing a data entry job per se, let's say. In a technical field, somebody who's writing very basic code or writing very basic work. Those are the things that will automatically get automated. There is reporting. I think your mentor Geet wrote a very nice article on LinkedIn a couple of weeks back where he said, yeah, any BI reporting automations will get replaced through agentic applications. If your purpose is just to build that same report every day, you will probably have an AI agent plugged into your system, which will do that at a better precision and a better performance than you. Hence, the idea is if you're generating report, then you should be looking at data. You should be asking, yeah, what does that data tell me? What other reports should I build based on what this data tells me? What actions can I build on based on what data?
Right.
If you're asking those questions, then you can use AI and build better reports.
Use your time in asking those questions rather than making that report every day.
Yes, right. Rather than reporting every day, making sure that you are irreplaceable then, because then you are using that superpower to build your career rather than worrying about it's going to come and sweep me over. Because it will sweep you over. If you are doing something which is 100% repetitive, devoid of core human intelligence or creativity, and it should, that is how evolution happens of technology. Right. Also repetitive intellectual work, first of all, let me add to you. Anybody who's doing a manufacturing job, anybody who's in an industry which does not require you to be, which is not being run by a laptop or a device in that, say, still remains secured. Plus, as I said, see, we are looking at a very micro level right now. When a technology is that transformative, think of it as internet taking a boom in the 90s. Like people had that same worry. AI is as big as the internet wave coming up.
Probably now, bigger, huh?
Bigger, probably bigger. And I remember I had that chat with my wife where she was saying it's normal. I said it's not normal. It is actually I related as big as the computer or PC getting adopted. And people had that same question. Now computer will do everything back in the 80s and 90s. But what it did was to create the entire new industry vertical. The industries are still the same, the core finance, the automobile, the healthcare. But within those industries, it allowed them to build a foundation that they expanded into a global thing. They expanded to new heights. Similarly, it will propel the industries to grow further. That is why I am optimistic about the job, because what it will lead to. See, productivity cannot happen outside the economy. Why would somebody cut these jobs? Because they would become more productive as an organization. What would they do? They will build better verticals, they'll build bigger outcomes, and hence the industry as a whole evolves, and which whenever that happens, it will create new roles, because you'll have new opportunities, new chances. It does, but having said that, does AI has its challenges? It sure has its own challenges also. Are we there 100% yet? I don't think so.
So I think there are multiple jobs which one needs to assess.
It will open new opportunities. So for example, you were talking about Sora, a lot of people would be very creative. Earlier, if they had an idea, they can never translate it into a short movie. Right. Nobody has the skills like you to create YouTube videos. But now that will become commoditized and democratized. Now, if I am creative, I can create my own TV series. I don't have to wait for that series on Netflix to show.
Right. Automatically, actually, social media did that, right? There were few networks which controlled the entire distribution.
Now it is.
Now with social media, anybody can become a creator 100%. And anybody can distribute.
Right.
So absolutely, I think that's a fantastic
and the
parallel.
blocker that you have, obviously, if you look at a great quality YouTube video, currently not everybody can do that.
Right.
Slowly that will go away, but that will not replace the creativity of it, right? So you will still need to create good quality videos.
Right.
And suddenly now you'll have more creators, so the cringy videos will go away. Because people who will create quality stuff, the volume of quality stuff by default will go up, because the barrier to entry goes away. If I don't like the Game of Thrones entry, which I believe nobody should, but if I don't like that, I can now create a replicate version of it and say, this is my version, this is how it should have ended.
What you are saying, right, you can reimagine the world, and there can be so many more opportunities for people out there with distribution and creation. I think social media had disrupted distribution.
Right.
I think now AI is disrupting creation. How crazy the world we are coming into. But I think that's a great thing, right? Anyone who's creative may not know how to put those words together.
My wife's grandfather was a Hindi scholar. He did his PhD and we were publishing his book. And my wife had to put a speech. And obviously it's a Hindi book on a very great Hindi scholar. It has to be in Hindi, but my wife's Hindi is not that great. And she did that, but she really wanted to speak. So what she did was whatever she wanted to, she put that in a very proper speech, asked GPT to convert it.
Hindi.
And it converted beautiful Hindi,
Yeah.
and it was loved by everybody in
Yeah.
Kanpur, which is a heartland, Hindi heartland.
Right.
And nobody would have understood. No, if you go and tell those Hindi scholars that this has been translated by AI, they would not understand, right?
Yeah.
But that is what it is doing. It is allowing you to break barriers.
Right.
Which otherwise would not have happened. Creation is getting disrupted, whether it is translation, creation of video, creation
Right.
of content, but it should not be abused also. I see a lot of people just mindlessly copying,
Right.
mindlessly sending emails where not realizing, just randomly copying, and that is why, see, artificial intelligence cannot replace intelligence, and that will remain the core theme.
I think that's a line which a lot of people will debate on with you, and I can also continue to debate. I've been reading and hearing a lot from what Microsoft has to say, both or Sam Altman has to say, and what Elon Musk is saying, and what different Lex Friedman is talking about it. There are so many people talking about it, but everyone has their own beliefs. What do we see as the future of work? Humans will be managing AI, or humans and AI will be running, side by side. So, how do you see that relationship between AI and humans evolving?
I think it's a very, as you said, side by side. It will become a very composite team effort. It will also vary from functions and industries. For certain industries, as we have said, it is repetitive. It will become very heavily AI driven, and then maybe a team of 10 gets reduced to team of 3, and with 5 functions being offloaded to an AI agent. Whereas certain industries, you might just replace 2 or 3 functions, and you have more people making strategic decisions on that. AI would get deeply embedded in each of our workflow, that is for sure. But will it happen where it will completely replace humans? 100% no. Humans, AI working together in a team of a different combination depending upon the problem statement that you're solving. So it becomes very problem statement specific. यार मुझे कुछ basic documents edit करने हैं, I can do it on AI. But मुझे अगर strategic decisions बनाने हैं, data निकालने के लिए I'll use AI. But then you will have your strategic leaders to decide what needs to happen. You need human level feedback. You will take that data and you'll decide.
I see that AI will become like another team member in every
100%.
team going forward. The speed of innovation is very fast. All-time favorite movie is The Matrix. And sometimes I believe that we are in a matrix. We don't know. We are maybe creating another layer. So I think it's a crazy world out there. Who knows what's going to be out there in the future. But in the foreseeable next decade, we need to work on having a strong fundamental, being true to being human.
Yes.
And building and working on our specialization. And it's an era of disrupting creation. So let's all become creators of whatever we can, and use this as a power to create more and more, and share it with the world. Thank you, Utkarsh. Thank you so much for taking out time. I know you are a busy guy, but I hope AI has freed up some time of yours. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much, and bless you all.